Good morning and welcome to the 2023 Ultra4 USA Best Dame Routes of the Year, presented by Rugged Radios. On the backside of the Pensacola Dam, the South Grand Lake Recreational Area, just outside of Disney and Langley, Oklahoma. It's going to be a beautiful day. I am Miles Haskell alongside my good friend Pam Hall, and we are getting ready to kick off the Youth 170s. This is the future of our sport, and I know, Pam, this one's close to your heart.
Yes, it is. The kids, like you just said, the future of our sport. I was down there just a few minutes ago chatting with some of them, and it's just, you know, the kids come out here, they have fun, they're learning so much, and they're learning from their parents that are out there racing as well, but they're super excited to be out here at Disney racing on the same day as our unlimited cars.
Yeah, a lot of these parents have been racing themselves, and a few of them come and travel all over the world. This is the Western Series Championship, so we'll be crowning those champions tonight at 5 p.m. before Pumpkin Hollow takes the stage.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we do have the lineup getting all set up here, and they are going to have a decent course out here, and super excited about it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, we're a little limited because these cars are so low to the ground. The rocks out here are big. We don't want to send them through the water, so we're going to keep them on this side. But here is the schedule of today's race. We are about to kick off the Youth 170 Ultra4 USA, and then at 11 a.m. it's the EMC classes, the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class and the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. And then at 2 p.m. it's the 4400 Unlimited, the biggest and baddest names in our sport. And again, the Western Series Championship will be decided today.
And as we can see, the lineup getting all set just with our USAC is down there lining them up by points from Crandon. So a lot of these kids were out here racing at Crandon as well. And we have our third member, Mrs. Erica Arlvreed. Erica, take it away.
Well, we'll get back with her down there. That camera had a little freeze on it, but we'll get everything dialed in. Erica's going to be bouncing around. She was a huge help yesterday up in the Amsoil hot pits. Obviously, the pits will be down here in the infield for the Youth 170. It's all in this little horseshoe right here. You can see most of the course. It will go back through the trees to our top left and kind of dive around. I believe we're going to do a little bit of a parade lap here, and then we'll be live racing here in just a little bit.
And like you were saying, Miles, I mean, these cars are so low to the ground, but we do have some large rocks out there. But these kids, like you just said, they're going to go around for a parade lap so they can see what it's going to look like. And they can, you know, like we do when we go out pre-running, we're out there doing a visual of the course so we can kind of know what we're expecting out there. So that's exactly what they will be doing as well, looking to making sure there's not any of those big rocks.
It's been a wonderful weekend thus far, and we are just getting started with day 2. We're starting out with this Youth 170s. We see those out there on course. I believe we have 12 that will be taking the green flag. We have the limited and the unlimited classes. And it's going to be a fun one to watch. We're kind of starting the starting position from Crandon's race. So on that pole position is Maggie Flores, then Blaine Singleton, then Kennedy Singleton, Brian Fulcher, Tristan Fulcher,
Riley Atterbury, Addie Atterbury. Then we have Xander Walraven, Hunter Biddle, Caden Gamble, Tanner Thompson, and Carson Hill.
Remember, there are 2 classes racing at the same time that will be scored separately. You can also go to live.ultra4racing.com for the same live timing we have here in the Rugged Studio. Speaking about the Rugged Studio, that's at the top right of your screen.
And we can see that Jess is leading them over. Mr. J.T. Taylor will be bringing them around our course. But there's something really cool happening this morning. The whole entire Rufus Racing team last night told me that they are going to be down here waving the green flags for these kids. And as I was down there talking to some of the kids, here comes the whole entire group. They put Rufus Racing stickers on their cars as well. So having them down here, because they will be racing later on at 2 o'clock in our 4400 class. But it's just super cool to see Rufus Racing down here because they know this is the future of our sport. If we didn't have these kids racing, later on, obviously, we would not have, you know, the experience of the kids moving up into the classes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big family here at Ultra4 USA, and Rufus Racing is a prime example of that. It's really cool to see what they're bringing to the table. There's this shot of our rugged radios start-finish line.
And Miles, let's talk about coming into this race. We obviously are doing our West Series championship tonight, and our youth limited leading the West Coast points is Tanner Thompson in that number 1 spot with 39.15. Then Caden Gamble in that second position. Xander Walraven is in third. Hunter Biddle fourth. And Jamo Mandel in that 5th position.
And then in the unlimited class, it's Kennedy Singleton, Brian Fulcher, Maggie Flores, Raleigh May, and Jacob Williamson. So we'll see how it all plays out, but it's going to be a lot of fun to see. This is our first year doing points for the youth, and I think it's a good thing to add to everything. And don't forget, get on our MAO app on Google and Apple. Go to AOE.tv, speedsport.tv. Go to the Ultra4 USA, MAO, and BMR Facebook. Share it, start a watch party. Let's hashtag it up. We're about to go down as we start the parade lap for the Youth 170 race. There's our Ultra4 race director, JT Taylor, tagging them along. There's Brian Fulcher in the center of our screen. So they're going to be doing this little parade lap. You see them running right down here. I'm going to say this is about a quarter mile long or so. They're going to dip down here, go through the woods, and they're going to hop back on live race course here in just a moment, I do believe.
So, Miles, wasn't Montana the longest track that we had for our youth?
Yep. This year, Montana, it was darn near a mile, if I
Yes.
remember right. It was a really cool little Youth 170 race. So we'll get this drone to kind of follow the crowd through there and give you an aerial view of the Youth 170 race course.
And talking about, being almost a mile long, their gas tanks on these race vehicles are not very large, so they can't go super long. So I believe some of them actually had to end up stopping for fuel.
And then right now they're back on normal race course. So while we get ready to start this race, we're going to step away and reset and get going with some live Youth 170 racing. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back to the 2023 Ultra4 USA Best Damn Race of the Year, presented by Rugged Race Radios. It's going to be a beautiful day, and we are about to kick off the Youth 170s. We have 2 classes racing at the same time. We have 8 in the limited and 4 in the unlimited. They just did a little parade lap, then a little practice lap, and we are about to go live racing for Ultra4 USA. Pam, this is going to be a good show.
It's going to be a great show, Miles, and the kids down there getting all lined up, just getting them all in order. We have Chip McLaughlin down there holding the green flag in his hand. He's got them right in front of him. So it's like, again, I said, it's going to be super exciting to see them down there, that they're coming down here and doing this for our kids.
So Maggie Flores on that pole position. Number 47Y out of Houston, Texas with Maggie Flores Racing. And then it's Blaine Singleton, the number 98 out of Kewanna, Oklahoma with Singleton Bunch. Right behind her it is Kennedy Singleton, the number 71. Out of Kewanna, Oklahoma with Singleton Bunch as well. Then it's Brian Fulcher, the number 180. Out of Fayetteville, North Carolina with Team Momentum Racing. Then it's Tristan Fulcher, the number 100 out of Show Low, Arizona. With Cracker Fab Motorsports. Then the 118 is Xander Walraven out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina. And they are live racing right now.
Oh, and they have a little kicker right there. Did you see that right behind the trailer? I like it.
There. So this is a fun little horseshoe. We'll see what happens. Remember, go to live.ultra4racing.com for the same live timing we have here in the Rugged Studio.
Yes,
you can see those flags right there. That's live race course from yesterday. The Gus went by there and smoothed it up with the wheel loader this morning. Kind of got rid of some of those ruts. And they're going to be clicking off some laps, racing for a half an hour.
And Singleton, Kennedy Singleton's out front right now. Her lap time just now was a 40.884. And we do, just like we do with our larger classes, we do go by adjusted time.
Yep, they took off in about 5 seconds increments, it looked like. So it was pretty close.
And that is an awesome shot right there of the kids flying by. We still have that green flag sitting out there. With Kennedy Singleton in that number 1 spot, Carson Hill in second, Tanner Thompson third, Maggie Flores fourth, Brian Fulcher, which is Peanut Fulcher, in that 5th position. But we do, again, have the 170 modified class racing alongside with the 170 limited. So we do have 2 separate classes racing at the same time.
And it's going to be bouncing back and forth. These young guys and gals are giving it their all out there having fun. But on adjusted time, it is Kennedy Singleton, Carson Hill, Brian Fulcher, Maggie Flores. Now Tanner Thompson just moves into the 2nd in his class and 3rd overall. So this is a quick lap. So this time is going to switch back and forth a lot, Pam.
Exactly. And Tanner Thompson is the one who is leading our West Coast points right now.
And one pull off a little wide, got back on course. There's the Singleton. There's Tanner Thompson. There's Fulcher.
Well, and
Maggie Flores spins out a little bit, gets back on course with Olympia Drywall, the number 47Y.
And speaking about a lot of these kids out here, so the Singletons, Carson Hill, and Walraven, they were all racing last weekend. Tanner Thompson as well, all racing last weekend at Mid-America. So these kids are getting plenty of seat time, like our Cheneys and all of them that are racing in multiple series as well.
Yeah, there's no better time than seat time during a race. That is absolutely correct. There goes Hunter Biddle, Caden Gamble, Blaine Singleton, cruising through for some more laps. Great to see all the guys and gals out here supporting the youth. I saw Paul Wolf out in the crowd coming to check it out. I'm sure he'll have Laney hopping in one of these in another couple of years.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. I mean, he's got a tiny one himself that'll be coming, moving up into this if she wants to. Speaking of Laney, whenever we were at Crandon, she came up and she did Paul Wolf's speech because he had to hop into his other race car. The best interview I've ever done for our 4400.
It was definitely cute.
Actually, that was our 4900 class. That was Laney. She was the star of the show that weekend.
Xander Walraven moves in 3rd in class, 5th overall, out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina, with 118 off-road. Racing his factory Polaris machine.
We have Atterbury right there in a little bit of a battle. There's 3 of them coming through that start-finish line together.
Blaine Singleton clicking off another lap.
So Kennedy Singleton out front. Xander Walraven, you're right, Miles. This thing is bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, keep an eye on that Optima leaderboard right there. It's keeping everybody honest. There's a lot going on as they hit that little kicker right next to our live timing trailer.
You can see the parents are all out there. They are all spotting. They definitely want the kids to have a spotter out there, and they're out there. And actually, Nathan Parker, I saw him on the radio there for a little bit. More than likely he's spotting for Peanut.
There's the 126 of Caden Gamble. We're following through the Rugged Radio's start-finish line. He's chasing down Brian Fulcher. Peanut himself. We saw TT Fulcher out there just a moment ago. There is a lot of action out here on course. It's kind of hard to keep up with who's who and where's what. Again, go to that live.ultra4racing.com to get the same timing we have right here.
Well, Kennedy Singleton in that number 1 spot the whole entire race so far. She is actually in the 170 modified class. And then we have Carson Hill, who is second on track, but he is in the limited, so he's number 1 in his position. And there we do have Kennedy Singleton making her way through. I like that little bit of a kicker right there. We do have cords that we're protecting there as well. We have to put in some dirt. We got the photographers out there getting good shots. But Kennedy Singleton, Tanner Thompson, Carson Hill, Peanut Fulcher, Xander Walraven, those are our top 5. And there is Kennedy Singleton in her Mid-America Outdoors. She is one of our ambassadors alongside with Tanner Thompson. He's another one of our ambassadors.
We've got a lot of Mid-America Outdoor ambassadors racing with us this weekend. Great to see the little kids out there joining the program, hitting a little bunny hop, but it's still Kennedy Singleton and Tanner Thompson out front running strong, but then Carson Hill's still in the mix. There's the 21 of Tan Man himself, Tanner Thompson.
And again, Tanner Thompson is in that number 1 spot on the West Coast points as well.
Now the Western Series points is going to be really close between Tanner Thompson, Caden Gamble, Xander Walraven, and Hunter Biddle. That's in the limited class. In the unlimited class for the Western Series Championship is between Kennedy Singleton, Brian Fulcher, and Maggie Flores. She didn't make this race. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out, but this is a fun one to watch.
All right, Carson Hill moved up into that second
little
spot
spin out.
I believe that was Tanner Thompson. I cannot
But
make
he was
it out.
able to save it. We got one pulled off to the side. That's the 26. Is that Gamble?
126 of Carson Hill or Gamble. I'm not sure which one.
Caden Gamble, I believe.
We have 2 126s out there.
You are right.
Yes. I think that was Carson Hill.
That is Carson Hill. 2 126s out there. Getting them pushed off the side.
Yes, and you can see his dad right there, Terry, checking it out.
There's a Singleton. There's Maggie Flores. There is Caden Gamble. So Caden Gamble is absolutely still running.
And the 47 wide Maggie Flores, she was our East Coast Series champion as we crowned all those in Crandon.
Yeah, Crandon was a fun race as well. They got to stretch their legs a little bit.
I mean, they got to race at the big house.
Yeah, and they got to race on the big track and out back, right in front of the crowd.
Yes. Kennedy Singleton, she has taken the green flag at the beginning and has not looked back. She's still in that number 1 spot.
And TT Fulcher is off pace. Not sure what's going on with his machine, but he has came to a complete stop. Tough break for him. Hopefully he can get something squared away and keep on rolling. But, man, the attrition's starting to set in for the 170s as well now, as Singleton makes another pass. So Kennedy Singleton has had a great race. She is on a mission right now.
Yes.
Tanner Thompson is at first in class and second overall. Tan Man with a great run.
All right, we do have somebody right there in the middle stopped.
That was TT Fulcher.
Yes.
Try to get them pushed over to the side.
And there's Kennedy Singleton going around again. And Biddle. And then Maggie Flores.
And just look at, so if you're on live.ultra4racing.com, the timer, it just pings green all the time. That's who just crossed the line. So it just keeps changing back and forth. There goes Hunter Biddle and Blaine Singleton. Now we got another pack coming through. Xander Wallraven, Brian Fulcher.
And it looks like they got Carson Hill back going. He's moving along. And there's Kennedy Singleton. She is clicking off the laps. She just went through lap 13. It's a 30-minute race. Is that correct, Miles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And remember, they
and
did
Kennedy
take off.
Singleton actually just pulled off to the side.
Our race leader is off to the side. That is a tough break. There's Caden Gamble and Maggie Flores. Tanner Thompson. Tough break for the Singleton bunch.
Yes, because she was doing an amazing job and was out front that whole entire time. Kennedy Singleton, she's also leading the points for the Youth West Series.
We'll see how it all shakes out.
Her front tire looks a little weird, but I'm not sure if that's what's going on.
That's definitely drivability. She's not worried about that tire right now.
Right.
It just won't move. Oh, Tanner Thompson does a little spin out, but able to save it. We're starting to get a little bit of a parking lot with these Youth 170s with 19, just shy of 20 minutes to go. We've only been racing for 10 minutes, and we've already dropped out 3 or 4 cars out of 12. There goes Caden Gamble, Tanner Thompson, TT Fulcher.
And I believe that was Biddle. There goes Tanner Thompson. Tanner Thompson just went through on lap number 14. He's now taken over the overall lead because we did see Kennedy Singleton have to pull off to the side. We'll have to find out what happened with her. But that's, like you said, Miles, that's such a bummer.
Yeah, Tanner Thompson now in the lead. Now it's Xander Wallraven in second. So the limited has overtaken the unlimited class.
And that's a 98 of Blaine Singleton. He is Kennedy's brother, also a Mid-America ambassador as well. Hunter Biddle right behind him.
Oh, and Brian Fulcher was pulled off earlier, but I think, looking at the tracker, back in action. And Kennedy Singleton still pulled off to the side. Tough break for her.
Tristan Fulcher is the one that's off to the side right there on the left of our screen next to Kennedy Singleton, and Peanut's the one still moving along.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
There are 100. Their numbers are 100 and then 101.
There's a lot of numbers going through my head today, that's for sure.
Oh, yes. But Tanner Thompson and Xander Wallraven now is in that number 2 spot. Caden Gamble in third. They are all in our 170 limited class.
And there's Hunter Biddle being chased down by TT Fulcher. Oh, and there goes Caden Gamble for the pass on the outside and sticks it in there and makes it happen. These guys and gals are having a lot of fun here for the best dam race of the year, presented by Rugged Radios on the backside of the Pensacola Dam here in the South Grand Lake recreational area, just outside of Disney and Langley, Oklahoma, hitting a little kicker jump. There's Caden Gamble still. Oh, Carson Hill's back in the mix again. Saw him pulled off earlier. Good to see him clicking off some more laps. And back to Caden Gamble, running the Ultimax belts.
Yes, and we saw Hunter Biddle's dad racing yesterday, and now Hunter's out here today.
He was that black Toyota that took that huge kicker coming down Viagra, was able to save it, but that'll definitely make the highlight reel, I'm sure. It was a little sketch, but him and Joe Fabrizio made it happen, and now he's out here supporting his son, Hunter Biddle.
Definitely sketchy. That made me nervous. Xander Wallraven in that number 2 spot. Xander and Tanner have gone through 17 laps.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So we're going to be 35-ish laps, I believe. I mean,
the ticker's going. Do we have almost 17 minutes left in this race?
Yeah, 17 minutes. And
they're going to get like 40
You saw
laps.
the times. They're just under a minute. So, I mean, they're going to be 35-ish laps, I believe. Up to 40, 35, 40. That's a lot of running out here.
Definitely.
But we smoothed out this road this morning. Not we. Gus and his boys got it smoothed out right there because it was starting to get a little dug out from the bigger cars, and they'll get dug out again. As there's Carson Hill and Xander Walraven making a pass on Hunter Biddle.
And they're getting to go through that little bit of a water area, which is pretty cool. Carson Hill, though, went through. Carson is actually on lap number 11. It looks like he was pulled off a little bit ago. Whatever was going on, they got it back going.
Yeah, these cars are chain driven. Oh, we got a little bit of a bottleneck on the back side, and there isn't a whole lot of passing here.
No, there's not.
Is that Tanner Thompson in the middle?
It almost looks like it, but I can't quite. Actually, there's Singleton just went through. There's two.
Caden Gamble. Yeah, there's two cars that are stuck on course.
That might be Tanner Thompson. But, Miles, you were going into it. You were saying, you know, these are chain-driven vehicles. So these guys bouncing around like they're doing, their chains can pop off. And what happens?
I believe you're probably right on quite a few of these cars.
Tanner's actually moving along.
That is 20, 21 Tanner Thompson is still moving.
But, yeah, that could definitely be an issue.
So we'll have to get a few guys back there and get the course cleared.
And there's Blaine Singleton.
And Maggie Flores.
What a way to wake up.
Yeah,
wake
Tanner
up
Thompson
and go on
just clicking off another lap. Yeah. Nothing like getting up early and having some fun with these little guys and gals out there, having the time of their life. They're having to weave a little bit, little left, a little right.
Trying to make out who those two cars are. That one was looks like a 1-0.
There's Xander Walraven.
Oh, that was Riley Atterbury was the purple
Atterbury,
one.
okay.
And I believe, is that one Addie Atterbury? Or both
it could
Atterburys?
be both Atterburys.
I think it is, Miles.
Oh, tough break. We saw Josh Atterbury racing yesterday. He had a little bit of struggle bus going on in his Bronco.
All right, so both Atterburys out. And we do have Tanner Thompson right there looking like he's trying to make a pass. Maggie Flores is still right behind him.
Yeah, Tanner Thompson out on his 22nd lap. Xander Walraven on 21. Caden Gamble and Brian Fulcher all on the lead laps. Hunter Biddle's a couple laps down. Blaine Singleton, Maggie Flores, Kenny Singleton, Addie and Riley Atterbury, Carson Hill, and TT Fulcher hasn't been moving for a little bit.
And I did see the purple Atterbury. I can't remember which one she's in. Started moving, so I'm not sure if you pulled off course or just to get around to pull off course. Okay,
so that was Riley Atterbury that kept moving on. Oh, we got a right rear flat on Hunter Biddle, it looks like. This course is tough. There is a little bit of hot pits. We still have 13 minutes to go, but it looked like a right rear flat for Hunter Biddle. Goes Tanner Thompson, Tan Man, the MAO ambassador himself. And look at that tire about to come off of Biddle.
Oh, and we got a little bottleneck going there because of the slower vehicle.
But everybody is all smiles checking this out. There's Tanner Thompson cruising on by.
Tanner Thompson's getting ready to complete lap number 23.
Tanner Thompson out of Stroud, Oklahoma with Thompson Racing. In his Polaris with MAO, PCI, HCM, Gates Belts, NGK, Aspen Car Wash. Oh, getting chased down.
Yes, we do. We have Maggie Flores right there. Carson Hill. I believe that is Fulcher right there. You could tell just skinny pedal down.
Kennedy Singleton. Oh, Tom Biddle. Hunter Biddle. Still having those issues. There's Xander Walraven, that 118 PPEI machine. Factory Polaris.
And his dad was racing yesterday as well. All right, Tanner Thompson making a pass on Atterbury.
On the wide open stretch just before Rugged.
You can see, I believe that's Chip still down there with the flag in his hand.
It's going to be a wonderful day. We are just getting started. Again, huge shout out to Raceline Wheels, Amsoil, Can-Am, Rugged Radios, Project X, Speed Sport,
Laser Nut, Mid-America Outdoors, 360 Wraps, and Optima Batteries.
the Off-Road Syndicate, American Outdoor Events, King of the Hammers, Fun Haver Off-Road, Whalen, Yukon Gear and Axle, Spider Treks, and Brannick Motorsports. So please support who supports the sport. Without all these wonderful marketing partners, we would not be racing here today. And we got another pass. That's Carson Hill and Caden Gamble getting around Atterbury. There's Maggie Flores in the back. But so far, so good for the Ultra4 USA Youth Race. Tanner Thompson still out front, but Xander Walraven not too far behind him. That is the race to watch right now between Tanner Thompson and Xander Walraven.
And let's see, Miles, the fastest lap time by Tanner Thompson this morning has been a 41.790. And Peanut Vulture, his was a 41.701. So, wow, the lap times are, they're a little slower than when we started off, but they're very close in time.
And if Tanner Thompson keep this race going, I think he's going to seal up the Western Series Championship right here in Disney, Oklahoma at the South Grand Lake Recreational Area. I know his dad Shane's down there on the radio hooting and holler at him, telling him, keep your momentum going. Speaking about momentum, there's team momentum.
Perfect timing there, Miles. I think you planned that one.
Oh, getting a little slideways there coming around the corner. You can see it's a little bit wet, and that rock is extremely slick when you come in there and hitting the throttle.
It is slick, and these rocks are sharp. I mean, we've only seen one flat tire on the little, I can't remember who it was that had the flat tire.
That was Hunter Biddle.
Hunter Biddle. He is actually still out there running with it flat. The tread is still on it, so still running without flat tire.
See all the spotters hanging around, chatting to their sons and daughters.
So Tanner Thompson in that number 1 spot in the limited class. Xander Walraven in the limited class in number 2. Caden Gamble is in the 3rd position for the limited. Peanut Vulture is in that number 1 spot for the modified, but 4th overall. And then we have Kennedy Singleton 2nd in her modified class, with being 5th overall. So that is our top 5 on race course.
Yeah, Peanut Vulture, I just saw him cruising through, and he looks like he has really, he's stepping it up. He's moving.
Well, it's
going
good.
so fast the cameras can't even keep up.
I was just noticing Kennedy Singleton. She was pulled off earlier, and she's going again. Good to see, like we were talking about, though, Miles, the chains. Those chains will pop off, and it's so easy for you to just put it back on.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just like a bicycle.
Exactly.
So if you get the chain started, you can wheel it backward or forward and get it hooked on there and get them going.
Yes, being
but
chain driven.
It's pretty rough out here, so that's definitely those chain sliders could have some issues. So still Tanner Thompson and Xander Walraven out front in the limited class. Caden Gamble's a lap down, but still keeping up.
Have you seen Carson Hill? Because he's fallen off. He was up there in the top, and I do not see him right now.
He was pulled off a little bit ago and got back going, but you're right. I'm not sure if I quite see him right now. Caden Gamble and Blaine Singleton just clicking off lap. Oh, tough break for Kennedy Singleton again. And you can see the chain right there. It is still intact, so I'm not sure what her issue is.
Well, and she was pulled off earlier on as well, so I mean, they are going through some water as well.
There's Weaver and Caleb checking everything out, part of the Ultra4 USA staff, making sure everything's safe and sound. They've been out here all week with us, getting everything going. We've got a great team behind the scenes.
Yeah, so I always say it's an army that puts us together, and definitely all of us and you guys are out here working so hard to put all these race courses together, Gus and his crew. But right now we do have Tanner Thompson still in that number 1 spot, completing lap number 30 laps.
And there was Blaine Singleton still cruising along. Yeah, we got about 7 minutes left to go. This race there's Carson Hill. You were just asking about him. That's on the farthest point from the start-finish line.
Such a bummer. Now, Carson was on the podium last weekend at Mid-America Outdoors for our side-by-side championship series. He races in 2 different classes, and he was on the number 1 spot on one of them. Very, very awesome. Going around to the pits and talking to the racers and everything. That whole family, they're like one of the first ones to jump out and come say hi and everything. All right, Tanner Thompson right there.
That's our physical race leader and on adjusted time with 31 laps under his belt. That is impressive.
And that's Atterbury, the purple car, the number 100.
So I was guessing 35 laps. I think they're going to be closer to 36, 37 laps before this race
40.
is over. There's starting to be a little parking lot here and there on some of these cars. But so far, so good. Again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the 2023 Ultra4 USA Best Dam Race of the Year, presented by Rugged Radios on the backside of the Pensacola Dam at the South Grand Lake Recreational Area. They're still clicking off the laps. There goes Hunter Biddle and Blaine Singleton.
And look at that view with the dam behind them. It is beautiful. And there we have
Blaine Singleton,
yep.
Maggie Flores.
And Kennedy Singleton is still pulled off to the side there. Oh, I see flags in Chip McLaughlin's hands. I see a white flag there.
Well, we're still about 5 minutes away. So
he's just getting prepared. He has the
yeah.
white and the checkered in his hand.
He's ready, huh?
He's ready.
Hopefully he can take the white flag later today. And the checkered flag.
Oh, goodness. Poor Chip. We give him the hardest time, but you know what? We
he
dish it out,
deserves it.
and he dishes it in.
He deserves it. It's all in good fun,
Look
that's
at
for sure.
battle going on. I believe that's Maggie Flores. I cannot tell the right
Maggie
hand.
Flores just made the pass around. It looks like that's Hunter Biddle, that right rear flat.
And I think that is also Singleton right behind Biddle.
Xander Walraven still moving strong. And Tanner Thompson still clicking off another lap. 34th lap for Tanner Thompson. 4 minutes to go before that white flag comes out.
And there's the 360 wrap. Blaine Singleton. And I see Kennedy Singleton getting out of her car, so whatever was going on, they will not be able to fix it this time. I believe that's Carson Hill is actually possibly moving again as well.
And we keep covering the limited, but let's go back to unlimited. Brian Fulcher in that first position. Then it's Maggie Flores, and then Blaine Singleton. So that's our Thompson unlimited, but in limited it is Tanner Thompson, Xander Walraven, and Caden Gamble 1, 2, 3. We'll see if that sticks, but 2 races going on at the same time, but scored separately.
And look at the battle. There's 5 cars going through our finish line at the same time. Blaine Singleton is out front, and that is Biddle. We have Fulcher. I cannot make out who that one is there. The 118 Walraven.
Xander. We got a battle going on. There's Fulcher.
And I believe that's Tanner Thompson at the rear of that pack. Yes, it is. Tanner Thompson's been one to reckon with this year as well. He is leading our Youth Limited West Series points. He also was our East Coast champion for our series on the East.
Yeah, Xander Walraven has been running really good in that factory Polaris racing machine. His dad, Matt Walraven, has been doing some great things, but I think he's made almost every single race this season. So Xander Walraven, look at that smile. That is what it's all about right there.
Yes,
the number 118 is Xander Walraven.
Out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina. I love having those headshots of
hero
everybody.
Cards. Pretty cool to see that. There's Caden Gamble, Hunter Biddle.
And you can see Tom Biddle down there.
And you can see that right rear flat for Hunter Biddle. Still going, though.
Still going.
He's saying, hey, let's keep on rolling. And we also have Brian Fulcher, who's leading the Youth Unlimited class. He's been out there running strong. He took a really good tumble in Pennsylvania, but he's out there running strong. And here he is, another big smile, part of Team Momentum out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And Brian Peanut Fulcher.
And he's running second in the West Coast Series on points. We'll be giving those away again tonight. And he finished the season in the East in 3rd position. Now, we did see him take a gnarly tumble in Pennsylvania, if you remember that.
It shows you what these cars can really take, though. I mean, obviously it has to be a strong cage. All the safety equipment has to be intact.
There's Maggie Flores' dad. We have Tom Biddle right there.
You can see them all looking at their timers, looking at their everything, and just keeping everything going. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's Singleton out of the car. Tough break for her. There's Maggie Flores still pushing strong. Sitting in that second position in the unlimited class.
I can see some other people out there in our crowd. We do have Nick with Raceline. He's over here watching the future of our sport racing. Mel with Ultimax belts out there as well. So saw them in the crowd. And you can see them right there in the corner checking out again, like I said, Mel, he's at our Mid-America for like every single one of our rounds, and they're a sponsor of our park as well.
Yeah, he had to go to Texas for a little meeting, but was back. We had a good little interview with him yesterday during the races. It's still a battle going on. It looks like about 30 seconds before the white flag comes out. And so it's getting down to the wire. We are at 38 laps, so we're going to be sneaking up on those 40 laps. These young guys and gals are really pushing strong, and Tanner Thompson has had a great race going as he clicks off another lap.
39.
Wow.
Look at that. Yep. I might have been right on, Miles.
Next time by for Tanner Thompson will be the white flag.
See, DJ Brady's out there as well. He works for AOE and always one out here with all of us, keeping our sound going as well. But look at that. Carson Hill did get moving again. He's right there behind Maggie Flores. Atterbury, and he's making a pass right here at the end.
How far back? When is Tanner Thompson coming around? Oh, I see Tanner Thompson, so the white flag will be out. There it is. The white flag is out for Tanner Thompson and the rest of the field. 1 lap to go. Can Tanner Thompson keep it together and win his limited class? And that's going to lock down the Western Series championship for him. But how far back is Xander Walraven, Caden Gamble, and then the unlimited, it's Brian Fulcher, Maggie Flores, and Blaine Singleton. It's looking pretty good for these guys and gals.
Yes, it is. Carson Hill moving along right there. Had a little bit of issues, was off the side. Not sure what was going on with him earlier, but he is trucking along.
So 40 laps for these guys and gals out there pushing strong. We should have Tanner Thompson coming through here in about, I'm going to say 15 to 20 seconds. Oh, nope, sooner than that. Here he comes. Tanner Thompson grabbing the checkered flag at the Best Damn Race of the Year, presented by Rugged Radios. The checkered flag is out for Tanner Thompson. Who's going to get that second position? Is it going to be Xander Walraven or Caden Gamble? How far back is Brian Fulcher?
Only time will tell, Miles.
These young guys and gals just gave it. They're all had a lot of fun. Got a few more yet to come as Chip McLaughlin raving that checkered flag for the young guys and gals out there. So their half-hour race is up. I believe that's all of everybody. So unofficially in the limited class, it looks like it's Tanner Thompson, then Xander Walraven, then Caden Gamble. In the unlimited class, it looks like it's going to be Brian Fulcher, Maggie Flores, and then Blaine Singleton. Again, this is all unofficial for now, but it's looking good. There's a great shot of Tanner Thompson, our Mid-America Outdoor Ambassador, out of Stroud, Oklahoma, with Thompson Racing.
And you know that he's super pumped. You know the mom and dad are out here super pumped as well, but great job, Tanner Thompson. He's really been doing an amazing job. You can tell he's like, he keeps, upping his skills and getting all the seat time in practice.
So here's our unofficial results. Our rugged results is first place, Tanner Thompson, then Xander Walraven, Caden Gamble, Hunter Biddle,
Riley Atterbury, Carson Hill, Addie Atterbury, and Tristan Fulcher. And that is for our limited class.
And here's our our unlimited modified class, the unofficial rugged results. And that first spot is Brian Fulcher, then Maggie Flores,
Blaine Singleton, and then Kennedy Singleton. Look at the laps. I mean, they had 40 laps. It looks like Tanner Thompson and Xander Walraven both did 41 laps in total.
That's a lot of racing out here. I hope you all at home had just as much fun as we had. This is just a fun little race for these young guys and gals for the Ultra4 USA Youth 170 race. And again, I'm pretty sure that Tanner Thompson just locked down the Western Series Championship. And then it's going to be really close between Brian Fulcher and Kennedy Singleton. And Maggie Flores is in the mix, too. So it's going to be really close. We'll have to see how that all shakes out tonight at 5 p.m. On the main stage, just before Pumpkin Hollow takes off, we're going to do our Western Series Championship Awards, and the little guys and gals are a part of that. Well, Pam, that was so much fun to see the young guys and gals out there. Gave it their all. Raced for a half an hour here for the 2023 Ultra4 USA Best Dam Race of the Year, presented by Rugged Radios. We are on the backside of the Pensacola Dam, just outside of Disney and Lakely, Oklahoma, at the South Grand Lake Recreational Area. So much fun. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Don't forget to come back at 11 o'clock for the 4,500 and 48 race. So we'll see you on the other side.